So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Roma Theory. First signing of the season done, confirmed, and especially we've had that here we go statement from Fabrizio Romano, which is big because it means that it's done. The agreement has been found. It was true that he underwent some secret medical checkups a few weeks ago. I remember we spoke about this. And now it's a done deal. So Roma do have the first player in this summer window. It hasn't even started, and we already have assigned basically a new player in our team. Good stuff. Let's start by reading Fabrizio's statement, shall we? Because I think when he says things, everybody listens to him, and when he confirms things, then we all know it's a here we go. So this is what he writes. Agreement with Husam Aouar and Roma. AS Roma have reached an agreement in principle to sign Aouar this summer. Here we go. Aouar has already completed first part of medical tests in the past months and now is set to sign contracts. The deal will be valid until June 2028. If all goes to plan, Aouar will leave Olympique Lyon as a free agent and then join Roma this summer. Eintracht Frankfurt and Real Betis also wanted the midfield on a free transfer, but AS Roma are now at final stages of negotiations, as called on Sky Sports. We have the first signing. I think the timing of this signing is what we're going to speak about. I also want to speak about him a bit, give a few statistics, speak about his age, and then we will sum up by saying what, now that we bought Aouar, what we have to prioritize and focus on in the transfer market. So we bought Aouar. I think the timing of this is significant because we are at that. It's the crucial stage of the season. So having bought him at the start of May, when we still don't know if we will be playing Champions League football next season, is significant. Because this again shows you that there is something about this Roma project which is very ambitious. Because if you are Aouar and you accepted Roma's offer, but you're aware that Roma could easily not get Champions League football next season, you yourself took a big risk. But on the other hand, you yourself it does also mean that there's something about this Roma project which is ambitious and that players are willing to accept it, if you see what I mean. So the timing of this is significant also for the preseason bracket, because again, I'm not expecting many other players to be bought before the season ends. In fact, I am very surprised that Thiago Pinto bought a player before the season ends in such a crucial part of the season. But if we were to buy more players before the season ends, it would be a massive advantage. Because the more players we have during the preseason, which, by the way, it has been confirmed that we are going to South Korea and Singapore to play some friendly games. We are playing some friendly games against Tottenham again, against Wolverhampton, against Celtic. We're playing a few friendly games, obviously, when we're in South Korea against some South Korean teams. It's going to be a packed summer preparation. We're going to play a lot of games against some high-intensity teams. Having more players available for the preseason massively increases the connection and the chemistry between the players. I've said this already. But yes, us buying Belotti, I mean, as much as it looked good when we bought him, there was something about Belotti which, deep down, even in the first days, didn't convince me. Because we are speaking of a player that nobody was interested in. So there was definitely something sketchy in the player. And we've seen it. He doesn't bag the goals. And yes, I do agree that part of Belotti not bagging the goals is because he's not good as a player. And part of it is also due because our strikers this season have kind of entered a weird loop. Both him and Tammy are not scoring this season. But I have to be honest with you, I also feel like, and it's not obviously the leading factor and the most clinching piece of evidence of why Belotti is not playing well, but the fact that we bought Belotti basically 2 game weeks into the seaon. No, maybe it wasn't like that, but we basically bought Belotti when the season, 2 days before the season started, meant that he had zero training during preseason. And look at him this season. So having more players available for the entire preseason period is significant. And as much as it isn't a massive detail to focus on, it's something which drastically increases the chemistry and the connection between the players. So I'm happy of the timing of this. I'm happy of the timing of this deal because I think it is significant. I think we will get the benefits from it, having him bought very early and in such a crucial time of the season. By the way, I was looking at this yesterday night. I was looking at some statistics because I follow these really cool Instagram pages which show you these statistics which, if it wasn't for these pages, you'd never know. And you look that there was this post that I'm not sure if it's a coincidence, right? But every single striker of every team in the Serie A this season, apart from Osimhen, has done really bad. I'm not sure if it's a coincidence. I'm not sure if it's the way Serie A teams have prepared this season, which effectively means that strikers don't get the benefits from it. Tammy, shit season. Belotti, terrible season. Vlahovic, terrible season. Ignore these last 2 games that he's got back scoring. Terrible season. Immobile, terrible season. Giroud, terrible season. The only striker which has played well this season is Osimhen. And he's the striker of the best team in Europe since a few months ago. I'm not sure if it's a coincidence, but you look at it and it's significant. Every striker this season has flopped it and bottled it in the league. So yeah, let's also speak about him as a player, right? He is a creative midfielder, obviously. Just to give you a few things about himself. He is 24 years old. He is he is from Algeria with French citizenship. And yeah, he's one of those players which a few years ago was an incredible player. A few years ago, he was an incredible player. He's not the same player he was a few years ago, which is one of the reasons why Premier League clubs have kind of abandoned the race to sign him. Arsenal, 2 years ago, were really into Aouar. He's not the same player he is 2 years ago, but we can easily make him and bring him back to the levels he was 2 years ago. You look at what the team has done with Smalling, very similar scenario. Player which wasn't the same player at Man United, came to Roma, most important player in the team. And the statistics have shown it. With Smalling and without Smalling, this team is completely different. So I think he's not. It would be wrong for us to say that he's the same player he was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, this guy grabbed a contribution every game. But knowing that he can do that, if we can bring those talents that he has, because we've seen him do it back inside him again, we have bought an incredible player. But obviously, I think this is a good signing, which can be made into a great signing with a little bit of fitness effort from both him and the club. Very important. You add creativity up front, which is big because we don't score goals this season. You add creativity up front. Obviously, hopefully, at time of speaking, we live in the present. We don't live in the future. At time of speaking, Dybala should stay at Roma next season. Fingers crossed. So if you add him next to Aouar, Pellegrini, if he gets that fully fitness back, I think it means goals. He grabs contributions, especially, can I tell you another thing about Aouar? He's good at shooting from outside the box. Something which, apart from Dybala, we were so bad at. We were terrible at shooting outside the box. In fact, we've never scored a goal from outside the box if it wasn't for Dybala this season. He bags the contributions from outside the box. And again, another thing about Aouar which I like is something which Genie has brought in this team. Having a midfield which runs into the box and gets service from other players, and that's one of the reasons why he bags many contributions and goals. And this is one of the reasons why Genie, when he came back from his injury, before his injury against Feyenoord, actually got a lot of contributions, scored quite a few goals for a midfield. Scored against Sampdoria, scored against Sassuolo. I think we can get a very similar player to Genie. The other question is, does Genie stay? I don't know. This live stream is not on that. But yeah, I think good signing this is. I'm happy that we've done it. We can't stop here, and we don't have to stop here. No, it would be a big mistake for the club to go, oh well, now we have Dybala, we have Aouar, we have Pellegrini, let's bring him back to full fitness, full stop. Absolutely not. We have to buy more players, even in the creative midfield. We have to, at least another creative player. Because, again, if one of these players gets injured, then we're back in the position we are right now. So, I think, how does this Aouar signing change the transfer market? It doesn't change much. I think after Aouar, we still need another creative player. We need a good right fullback, not left fullback. We've got enough left fullbacks. We've got Spina and Zalewski. I know they're not been playing great lately, but we can't completely revolutionize the team. We gotta focus on our budget and financial fair play. So we can't get one player in every position. We have to prioritize the positions we actually need players in. And the left fullback, we don't need another left fullback. We've got Zalewski and Spina. That's good on that side. We do need a right fullback. We need a goalkeeper. We need a centre back. We need a box-to-box midfielder, another creative midfielder, and the sixth signing which we need. It all depends on who leaves up front. If Tammy leaves, if Tammy stays. Because if Tammy leaves, we need a striker. If Tammy stays, we don't need a striker. I mean, yeah, we do need a backup striker, but not a first striker. So I think that's the demands for this window, and yeah, that's kind of who. And another thing about the transfer market, can I just say, if we win Europa League, I feel like we have to gift ourselves with a good player. A player which will shock the fans. Even more of a shocker than Dybala. Dybala was a pretty good shocker. But if we win Europa League, if we won back-to-back European tournaments, I think we need, and I think the fans deserve, and the players deserve, and the manager deserves a shocker player. One of those players which the Fredkins do behind the scenes. You wake up in the morning, open your phone, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? Oh, what the fuck just happened? Kind of obviously it's not going to happen, but if we win Europa League, I expect, and I'm being serious here, I expect a Sadio Mane type of player. Someone which you go, oh my god, what just happened? What the absolute crap did the Fredkins just pull out? Something like that. Because, if we win Europa League, we have to gift ourselves with something. It would kind of be our gift. So, I think if we win Europa League, not only we need, but I'd also say we have to expect a shocker player. Because if the Fredkins bought Dybala after the Conference League enthusiasm, following this pattern, then we surely need to buy even more of a shocker player after the enthusiasm of winning an even bigger trophy than the Conference League, according to this logic. So yeah, I agree with Lodzi. If we win Europa League, our mercato will be completely different, 100%. I think if we win Europa League, we can expect at least one shocker, and I mean a real shocker. Look, it's not happening, but if we win Europa League, I'd also consider Benzema. Do it. That guy won everything at Real Madrid. Surely he wants a new challenge. Do it. But again, let's not hype ourselves up, because if we don't win Europa League, we'll be here crying our asses out. Step by step. Aouar now, good signing, good timing of the signing. By the way, another thing which I've read, I don't want to fully focus on it. I mean, we will speak about it in this upcoming week if the situation and the rumor does actually evolve. But you've probably read it. Roma are interested, nothing more than just a little interest, on Mason Greenwood from Man United. Juventus, Roma and Milan and some Turkish teams have shown interest in Mason Greenwood. I think that topic needs a long live stream because he's a great talent and I'm not doubting that. But obviously with everything that happened with him, does he bring a good influence to the team? Is he the same player he was before? So I think that's a topic which we have to sit down, talk about, opinionate on, and kind of debate also. But yeah, that's something which I did read. And look, I wouldn't mind him. I think he's a great player, and I think if he only re-becomes the player he was at Man United before the scandal, then we've got one of the best generational talents out there. Problem is, he'll never re-become the player he was at Man United. Even if he's got Cristiano Ronaldo mentality, it's impossible for a player, having gone through so much, to re-become the player he was before. But I'm not going to talk about today. I think today, the Aouar news is the news of the day. It starts, in fact, it's one of those news which starts the most important week of the season very well. And I've said that the upcoming week is the most important week of the season for a lot of time now. But when I say this week is the most important week of the season, I truly mean it. Because the Bayer Leverkusen game at home is a season in or a season out game. That game, those 90 minutes, forget about the 90 minutes in Germany, the 90 minutes in Italy at the Olimpico on Thursday not only marks the season, but also marks the future of this team, of this club, which is more than a team. Because we are playing the first leg at home, which is not good. Meaning we are forced to win. We are forced to win that game. If we don't win and they bring it back to Germany, I do not expect us to win. So we need a godlike performance. We need 11 demons on that pitch on Thursday. But yeah, Monday's tomorrow. Game is on Thursday. We're gonna slowly talk about that. In fact, I'm gonna even dedicate more time on it. I'm probably even gonna do, yeah, maybe even the match preview tomorrow. No, maybe not. But yeah, it really is big, massive, immense, sumptuous. But yeah, I will catch you tomorrow. If you haven't already, smash the like button in this video. Not only smash the like button, not only smash the like button to support this community, but also smash the like button for Houssam Aouar. Who knows? Maybe you'll be watching this video. So yeah, smash the like button for him. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. Click all of the things below. And what do we have tonight? Let's see. What game do we have tonight? Napoli Fiorentina. Ooh, Napoli won. Awesome, man. Missed a penalty and then scored a penalty. God, I won my little bet. Lecce Verona tonight. Who the hell is gonna watch that? Actually, you know what? It's probably one of the biggest games of the game week. Whoever wins that game is probably gonna save themselves. It's a boring game, but it's such a big game for the two teams. But yeah, I will catch you very soon. Simon, out.